as much as I want to call it how it is, we still have to cover this topic because it's an important part of sports. We're in the NBA playoffs, and 99% likely we're going to see the matchup in the finals that we're all expecting to see. But it's all about just going through the process of the whole playoffs in general. Because there's a couple great matchups in the first round, but we're going to go through them one by one. We're going to start the first round in the conference semifinals, the conference finals, then the NBA finals. We're going to go through all the series and the picks for each one of them, and in how many games. So let's start off with the top of the Western Conference. We've got Golden State versus Portland. And I didn't write in how many games I think it's going to take for each of these games, but as far as I'm concerned on this one, Golden State should win this series. But I do think Portland gets at least one game out of this. So I'm going to pick the Warriors in 5. We got the LA Clippers and the Utah Jazz. I want to see this as a competitive series. Part of me wants to pick the Jazz in this series, but I just think the Clippers have the edge in this one. So I'm going to say the Clippers will win that in 6. Now, this is probably the best match of the first round. We've got the Houston Rockets versus the Oklahoma City Thunder. James Harden versus Russell Westbrook. The two undisputed favorites for MVP. But it's most likely going to be Westbrook, it looks like. I think this comes down to 7, and I think in the end, Oklahoma City upsets Houston in 7 games. I feel like this is probably going to be a series to remember. I feel like the winner of the series is going to be gassed when playing the winner between San Antonio and Memphis. I think San Antonio sweeps Memphis. I think there's no question about that. Boston and Chicago. I feel like in a way this would have been an interesting series if the Bulls didn't trade away some of their depth in Doug McDermott and Taj Gibson to the Thunder. I think the Bulls are going to stay in the series, but in the end I think Boston takes it in 6 games. I feel like the Bulls will win game 3 or 4. And then when they'll be down 3 games to 1, they'll keep their season alive. Washington and Atlanta. I'm excited for this series as well. I think this is going to be an interesting series how you look at it. The Hawks have had some momentum lately. They've beaten the Cavs twice in the last week. They competed against Golden State really well in March. But they kind of lost at the end. In the end, I think Atlanta gets this done. I think it's going to take all 7 games to complete it. I think Atlanta will get it done. Toronto and Milwaukee. I think we're in for a good series in this one. You got the Greek Freak for Milwaukee, and you've got DeMar DeRozan, Kyle Lowry for Toronto. I think this series goes to 7 games as well. And I'm going to pick Toronto to come out on top. Cleveland versus the Indiana Pacers. Now, surprisingly, Cleveland is the favorite to win the NBA Finals, despite being a 2 seed in the East. In Indiana, they're a team that just snuck into the playoffs on the final day. I, however, think Cleveland sweeps the Pacers. Maybe the Pacers get 1 game, maybe not, but I think it's going to be a sweep. Up next, we have Golden State versus the Clippers. I feel like Golden State, I feel like they sweep the Clippers. When they play the Clippers, they're on a whole nother level. We've seen that all season this season. We've seen it the year before last year. We've seen it for the last 3 years now. When they play teams like the Clippers or the Thunder, it's like they're on a whole nother level. Oklahoma City versus San Antonio. I like this to be an interesting series as well. However, in the end, I like San Antonio to win in 7 games. I feel like it's going to come down to a Game 7 and Westbrook misses He misses a game-tying three-pointer with about inside 3 seconds left. And the Oklahoma City Thunder season ends in a heartbreak. Somewhere in that fashion. Boston and Atlanta in the conference semifinal. I think Boston wins this in 5. I would like for the Hawks to win this series, but I don't think they do. I think they get 1 out of it, and I think that'll be it. Boston in 5. Toronto and Cleveland. I think that we're in for an interesting series in this one as well. I mean, we saw how competitive Toronto was throughout the series last year. They seem to be in it for a little bit in the series last year. But I, however, have to pick Cleveland winning this in 6 games. I could see it going to Game 7, but based on the pace that I see Toronto and Cleveland going on based off last year, I think it ends in 6 again this year. Now we're on to the conference finals. Golden State and San Antonio. I feel like San Antonio won't be able to match up the Golden State physically, but I do, however, think San Antonio gets at least 2 games out of this. So I'm picking the Warriors to advance the NBA Finals over San Antonio in 6 games. And Boston versus Cleveland. Now, Boston is really lucky to have home court advantage in this. But I don't think it necessarily is going to matter. I think Cleveland wins this one in 5 games. And now we are on to the NBA Finals between Cleveland and Golden State, of course. It's what 99.99% of us have predicted from the start. And win the NBA Finals, once again, in 7 games, is Cleveland. This is actually going to be the first NBA Finals where the pressure is not on LeBron James. The pressure is going to be on Golden State the most in this. Because you signed Kevin Durant in the offseason. With that, you basically have at least 4 of the top 11 players in the NBA on one squad. And the pressure to win a title with those 4 players, it's going to be horrendous. It's a tremendous task. It's tedious. It's really complicated and difficult. And I think Cleveland takes advantage of the pressure that Golden State will have on them. And I think they win the NBA Finals again in 7 games. So that's going to do it. I know it seemed a little bit obvious, but please like and subscribe to the channel. Also share it with your friends. Follow me on Twitter at JBTalkSports. I will see you in my next video. Have a great day or night or evening. Depending on when you watch, I will see you next time.